Hello, everybody. Train 2.0. Welcome and welcome and welcome. My name is Jason Yee of Train 2.0, and I have named this live broadcast the 80/20 Show. I might change the name, but for now it's called the 80/20 Show because I want to start to showcase a little bit more of the 80/20 principle and what's that meant to me and what's that meant to the players I'm coaching, and what that means to Train 2.0, and what that means, of course, to you. So before I start talking about that, I want to let you know why I'm here. I'm here because I feel that there's players who are working as hard as they can, who are as committed as possible, who are focused, who are driven, who just simply are not getting better because they're not getting the right coaching. And we'll talk about the right coaching as being 80/20 coaching, not meeting your 80/20 needs. And the reason I'm personally, empathetic towards this is because I was in a very similar situation. I was committed, devoted, determined beyond all measures, and I didn't learn some of these hockey wizard secrets until later. So and now that I have learned them and I'm in the process of learning them, I'm really excited to share them with you. So the 80/20 show, the 80/20 principle is all about the idea of focusing on the 20% of things that make 80% of the difference. Now this seems like an obvious idea once it's out loud, but no one in hockey, at least from my knowledge, has said anything about this. People talk about it with life, with laws of nature, with productivity, with business, with sales and marketing. I don't think this has been brought to hockey yet. I did a 80/20 analysis of Crosby and I think Carlson and Kane, and I want to start bringing that to the forefront of hockey more because it's not there a lot. I see a lot of people focusing on the 80% of things that are not useful and not on the 20% that are vital. And I'd like to create a conversation around what is the 80/20, what are the 80/20 things, what are the 80/20 things for you, because I want to show you a graph here. I didn't actually have this ready, so my apologies. I've really messed up today. Let me see if I can find this. Oops. Fuck. Turns out I wasn't live this whole time. I was live, but not public. Might have to end this one. Hello, Train 2.0. Welcome to the newly named 80/20 show. And I'm Jason Yee. And the reason I'm doing this broadcast today, as in every day, as in why we're doing the 80/20 show, is because I believe that there's hardworking, committed, dedicated players who are putting in their 10,000 hours diligently, but who are not getting the results, they're not getting the improvements that they think they should be getting, and that they actually deserve and that they actually can get. So I'm connected to this because personally, I went through this as a player. I was dedicated, committed, and then when I started looking at things a little differently, I started learning and picking up things that I wish I knew as a player. So what I'm learning now is what I'm sharing with you on the, like I said, newly named 80/20 show. Why 80/20? Because I want to highlight the 80/20 principle. And we'll get into this today. We'll talk about this a bit more today. But that's essentially this line here. And so I want to talk about the 80/20 principle in hockey. And I wanted to talk about how it's going to literally help you achieve magical results. And the other thing I want to mention too is this is going to start becoming a podcast. These broadcasts are going to become podcasts coming up here. So I I want to just, I don't know, figure out a way to follow me and on a podcast, or at least start thinking about it. Because what I'm going to essentially do is take this audio, cut it, slice it, and plop it on a audio format for you as well. So why we renamed it the 80-20 show? Because I want to put a renewed focus on the 80-20 principle. Okay, I want to put a renewed focus on this. Okay, I want to make this a bigger part of Train 2.0, because this is something that I've been embodying my entire life since I learned about it. And if you look at this graph, you'll see that this is called a power law distribution. Okay, and I know that maybe you are not as Asian as I am, or maybe you're full Asian, maybe you're more Asian, so you know more about this than I do. But this here explains to me so much about hockey. Okay, what this says is that your results come from 20% of the things that you're doing to get them. So if you look at a wizard, right, they've mastered all these skills, all these tactics, maybe not all of them, but most of them in this red area here. And as a result, their performance is way higher than anyone else's. What I see with hockey a ton is a bunch of people in this blue area. They're focusing on little minutia details or irrelevant things that don't make any difference. So I want to start a conversation around what are the 80-20 things to be doing. Okay? I've ventured forth my things, my ideas, and I'm continuing to tweak until we get dialed in completely on that red part there. That's going to give you these exponential results, literally exponential results. So when you hop on the red side of this curve, this is where the quote unquote magic is, because look at how quickly you can improve once you start dialing in the 20% of things that matter. And in some cases, it's maybe the 10 or the 5% that matters and makes a big difference. And the wizards are simply here. So there's my method. That's my method. That's my idea. You can go ahead and take this idea yourself completely and go and create what I'm creating. Or we could all do this together, join in, and hey, I've already done a ton of this work. I've slogged through hours of video and practice and coaching, so we can also shortcut it, right? And if we're working together, we can go a lot faster. So today I want to talk about power skating, okay? And I just want to bring up some clips here that I know that you guys, I'm sure, have seen, that are incredible, but look at these things. Now, if you're looking at these clips and thinking to yourself, is something going on here that I don't understand? Yes, that's why it's called magic, right? Things that are really highly technical, but that we don't understand, they look indistinguishable from magic, right? And I love this clip here. I absolutely love this clip. And this to me looks hilarious, right? Carlson literally confuses that guy. And, if you're wondering, oh, hey, I wasn't taught that in power skating school, you'd probably be right, because they don't teach this stuff. Power skating. Now, here's my issue, is that I react pretty violently towards something that was told to me that would lead me to the promised land, right? It was like, okay, listen, if you just follow the precepts of this path, you'll be led to the treasure. So okay, go to power skating, learn edge work, bang, you'll be a better player. Well, unfortunately, I literally listened and perfected everything that was being said because I was so diligent, so committed, so focused. I got to the end of the road, mastered the power skating. And of course, I'm sure there's other power skaters out there who, know things that my power skating instructors didn't teach me. But that wasn't what made the difference. I learned edge control. I learned new things, but it wasn't 80-20. It wasn't the 20% or the 10% or the 5% of things that make a big difference. Like, look at this. There's something different going on here with this guy, right? He's skating in a very different way from how you see any power skating instructors teach it, right? This very different. You don't see this. So what's missing? Well, it's this 80-20. Now we're saying, oh, this is the Power Edge Pro system right here. I don't know. I don't know if anyone taught this, right? When people say, oh, he's just a natural. He might have naturally just learned this stuff, right? So what does power skating have backwards? I mean, I literally think if you watch Crosby or McDavid skate, probably the two best skaters in the league right now. And again, I'm not, and I watched Tarasenko last night. He's up there. There's tons of guys who are up there. Okay, but there is a pretty steep drop off after that first that high level, high Crosby, McDavid, Tarasenko. You guys can probably throw some more names at me. Pretty steep drop off actually. After that of who the elite of the elite skater, like I guess Carlson would be in there. Pretty steep drop off. And could it be that those elite of the elite they're here? They've mastered that critical 20%, that critical 20% that actually makes a difference. And could it be that all these people going to power skating or receiving power skating instruction or doing the traditional route are hanging out in this blue side here, right? And the problem is no one looks and thinks critically about what is 80-20 here. What is the 80-20? People just continue doing what they're doing. They're not experimenting. They're not thinking. They're not putting their ideas out there. And that's what we're doing here. So I wanted to tease that a bit because in the membership area, my presumption here is that the majority of you watching right now are already members. And so in the membership area today, I'm uploading it should be done by the end of the day. I have to upload to YouTube after this live broadcast. And then it's going to be in the membership area. And I break down further the source code drills. And I even now show some of the off-ice drills. And this literally comes from my day-to-day experimentation and observation and study of what's happening and with hockey players and with my body and taking in my education and analysis of human movement. So and that's boom getting plopped in the plopped in the membership area. Now so here's the deal. I've told you my method. It's 80-20. There it is. There's my secret. There it is, 80-20. Go figure out the 80-20, and you'll figure out what I'm trying to do, okay? If you'd like to shortcut that, because I've already banged away several thousand hours of studying this and honing in tighter and tighter on that 80-20, getting to that 90-10, 90-10, maybe 95-5, honing in. If you'd like to go from here, maybe you've hit upon the top 50 or 40, and if you'd like to start narrowing it in with us, check out the membership area. Check out the membership. There's a link to to start 7 days for free. And if you are Daniel, they are they're going to be uploaded. I got a question there. Offline. And yeah, so they're about to be uploaded, and so these are going that next level to like, what is that 80-20 of skating? What is that 80-20 that, in my eyes, I see people focused on the linear stride, like your normal skating stride, so focused on perfecting that, not 80-20. It might matter. Remember, 80-20. So there's a portion of that 80 that's left out. Okay, it might matter. The forward stride doesn't matter. Strength and conditioning, more or less, It's not 80-20, right? I used a strong word last time. I said strength and conditioning is useless. I said that not last time, but one of the times ago. It's not useless. It's just not 80-20 for the most part, right? There's a reason why, and I was talking with one of my members about this, there's a reason why you see a McDavid or a Matthews or a whoever come in, get drafted first overall. Their legs and everything are huge. Their mechanics are dialed in, but they're still skinny rails up here. They got to develop after a bit, right? They perfected the mechanics first. That's the 20% that makes 80% of the difference. That's what allows these 18, 19-year-olds to come in and just, boom, dominate the NHL. Right? And it's not something, if you're going to go, if you're okay with not doing the 80-20 thing, and you want to go to this power skating instructor and learn this edge drill that makes a difference, or you want to go to this strength and conditioning guru to really optimize your big toe flexibility, that's fine. Go ahead. Right? But you and I know there's a limited amount of time to get shit done. So you better be focused on what the vital 20% is, the vital 10%. Everything else, great, fantastic. Let's dial it in. Let's at least come up with the playbook to say this is the 5% that matters, and we know it matters. And then once you've done that, go have fun doing the rest of the stuff that you want to do, like edge control and trick moves and yoga for hockey players. Do all that stuff. That's great. I love it. Let's hone in on that 20%. So that's kind of the exciting thing that's going on today. That's my philosophy for the day. If you want to learn more about the 80-20 principle itself, the place to go for that is a book called The 80-20 Principle. My website, it's not on the website yet. Or just keep watching this stuff. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, ask them now, because as usual, I'm headed off to the ice, and then going crazy because it's the weekend. So I'll be going crazy at the rink. Thanks for watching, and unless there's any questions in the next 30 seconds here, I'm out of here. 29, 28. I think my title was confusing today. Stupid title. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.